Right, how we doing, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you all. Hope you're doing incredibly well. What's up, Ellen? What's up,
Hey,
Jessica?
I'm driving, but I just wanted to see what I could catch. But I apologize. I'm kind of distracted a little bit.
Well,
I'm
be
pulling over.
distracted. No, no worries. Be completely distracted. Be careful out there, please. But I'm
Yeah,
glad you joined.
yeah,
All
I'll be
right.
pulling over soon.
All good. All good. Well, how you doing? We got Ellen, we got Heather, John DeRusi. What's up, brother? Heather Hopkins, Richard Burnett, Moises, my man. So glad you're all here. So glad we get to gather again for this amazing moment. John and Carrie Beals, the coolest grandparents in the universe, and they look like parents. They are grandparents to my shock and surprise. Mark Twain, Solomon Scourge. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Solomon. That's awesome. Thomas, Christy, so great to be here in front of you all. What's up, Solomon? How you doing, everybody? Jody Martin, Helen Humphreys, Jose Aliaga. Man, it's a great day today. Thank you all for being here once again. Can you guys hear me okay? Grab out my microphone over there. I'm pretty loud, so you probably can hear me wherever I am. So great to be before you all. How is it going? Letting everybody in. Cerrone, Randy Singer, what is going on? Don't know if you were able to join us on the virtual summit itself, but I'm so glad that you are here. And it was so cool being able to, let me just put on mute here for a second. So it was so great going through the highlight reel earlier today. And over the last couple of days, getting things put together for the VIP customers that bought the recordings and all that. And just, man, is it so cool. Like, I hope that you were all able to join us, but if you didn't get on the main session, very excited to share the highlights with you here. And it was impossible to put 10 hours of amazing conversations into 30 minutes or so, but I know that what I captured is epic. And again, so excited to share it with all of you, and so glad that you all exist, truly, because like all of you, I'm sure that, or like myself, I'm sure all of you at some point have felt alone, have felt you're the only ones who saw the world as you did from a spiritual perspective, the things that bless us in this life and the things that massively challenge us in this life, and the forces of light and dark that are at work in the world. And it can be really overwhelming. It can feel like the odds are too stacked against us to make a difference. And either in our internal worlds, our own shadows and emotional challenges and dysfunctions, and when we look into the universe as a whole and life here on Earth, it can be overwhelming. I've certainly felt overwhelmed in the past. And AUREA is the manifestation of my mission to make sure that myself and everyone else I can possibly influence does not live that way, that escapes the existential pain and drama of feeling separated or feeling alone, and making sure that that doesn't happen to anyone that I can be in contact with, and that through this community, through the sharing of knowledge, we can create this enormous metaphysical campfire and bring the wisdom of the world together, and bring the wisdom keepers and the artists and the musicians and the amazing people that are in their soul work, that are doing the things that they are uniquely qualified to do, and that all of us are uniquely qualified to do, and bring that magic to the world and create an absolutely extraordinary life of amazing impact, of deep, deep, profound community, of being able to look other people in the eye and go, holy shit, you're me. Like you're feeling the way that I want to feel. And this is the life that I want to live. And if that's what you are here for, if that's the vision of life that you see, and that kind of impact, that kind of success, then throw something epic in the chat about what you want to create in the world, and let me hear a little bit more about your vision and what brought you to this moment here. Like, why are you on this call today, and why are you here in this world? Please answer those questions and let me know what's going on in your hearts and minds, and what brought you here to this moment, because that's really all that matters. And I'm here to be a humble servant in bringing those dreams and desires into reality. That is my life purpose. That is my mission. And it's a great joy and honor to be that person. So yes, and yes, and yes. So yeah, if you can't, throw it in the chat. You don't have to, but if you can't speak it into the world in a text message, then it's going to be really difficult to create it. So share your visions. Let us know what you want to do, what you want to create, and what you're hoping to get out of this call, because I want to make sure that we focus like a laser onto what is most valuable to you. That is my mission, is to be as valuable as I possibly can be. in the inner work and the marketing and the connections and whatever it is that you're really seeking. And that's what I'm here for. So yeah, please let me know. All right, Solomon Sikurji. Can you I'm gonna fail at that one a couple more times, but I love your name, man. Sikurji. Sikurji?
It's Turkish.
Cool. How do you say it?
Sikurji.
Sikurji. Beautiful, man. I was actually talking with some really epic people on Sunday night that were recently in Turkey. And are you familiar? I'm asking you, but Göbekli Tepe, the site there. Have you heard of Göbekli Tepe, Solomon?
Oh, I was in Turkey for a little bit for dental work.
Okay. Have you heard of the ancient site there, Göbekli Tepe?
Yeah, there's a lot of ancient sites in Turkey.
Yeah, this one's particularly fascinating, and so we were holding the vision for an AUREA in near Göbekli Tepe. It would just be one of the coolest things ever. So hold that vision with us. It might need a couple years for that one, but we're going to be doing some amazing things and going global and doing amazing work one day at a time. So it's a really great joy. Now, Salam, are you in the coffee shop or is that Christy?
No, that's not me.
Okay, sorry, Christy. I had to meet you there. It was a little loud, but all good. So cool, and very eager to see how we can help you live how you are uniquely qualified. What is your expertise? What's your slice of paradise that you're meant to share with the world? Is there something like magical within yourself that, as far as like helping people live their dream lives, that you wanna share?
Well, I live in Hawaii.
Nice.
I've been in Hawaii for here. I'll put my camera on. There we go. I've been in Hawaii for 40 years. So beautiful. I just learned how to live my dream. So I just want to support people to know that each person is here for a reason. We all have a goal. We all have a life mission. And so help people wake up to whatever their life mission is, which is living their dream and then making it reality.
Yes, and yes, and yes. And
yes, and yes. Yeah, I take people to Bali. I have a tour in Bali in March coming up.
All right. Well, AUREA Bali, we're going to be talking about that real soon, my friend, because I've never been and I want to go so much.
Come to Bali. Bali is a very enlightening place. A very, very high vibe there. I've been leading tours there since 2008. I do 1 or 2 a year.
Amazing, man.
But I haven't been able to do anything because of COVID. So it'll be it's 4 years since I've been there. So I'm kind of excited.
Oh, man, that's incredible. Well, really excited to talk to you after this about what you're doing over there and how we can collaborate, because
really, I love that for sure.
Amazing, man. I really want to go, and I don't really know anybody over there, so really excited about that, man.
Come with me in March.
Amazing. Okay, that is possible. That is absolutely possible. We'll see if we can make that happen, because that would be incredible, man. So thank you so much, Solomon.
And they have in May, May 1 to 5, they have their festival. It's called the Bali Spirit Festival. You can look it up online, and people come from all over the world, and it's a very, very high vibe, high energy, high music, high yoga. Just Bali is a major place of transformation. People come from all over the world to Bali. It's really quite amazing.
Yeah, my girlfriend Megan was looking at a global map of ley lines last night, and Bali is like Bali every single one. It's just like
Bali is very
super
special.
net.
Yeah. No, it's very, very special. There's a lot of special ley lines going through Bali. It's a very high energetic place.
Totally.
They call it the land of temples because there's temples everywhere. I mean, every village has thousands of temples. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, may I ask, is there one thing that you hope to get out of this conversation today?
I'm just curious what you're doing and how you're pulling it together and what you're doing. I'm always interested in how other people do things. So I always want to learn. I'm never going to stop learning. I'm a student of life, and there's always more to learn.
Beautiful, man. Well, I'll tell you every secret that I can, and excited to see where it goes from here, man.
All right. I'll type I have a website. I'll type it in the chat. You go check it out.
Yeah, please throw it in the chat, and we'll follow up.
Please, if you want to know about Bali, I'm the man.
Done and done, man.
I'm one of them anyway.
One of the men. I love it. Well, Solomon, super excited about that. We got John Beals, my man, help make the world a safer place, and you do that in so many ways. You love Wizard. Love that guy. John and Carrie came with us out to our retreat in Colorado earlier this year. And man, it was so great having you guys out there. Just such an amazing property we have access to in Southern Colorado, just east of Crestone. If any of y'all are Crestone fans or have been there, it's in West Cliff, like 700 acres, called Agape Valley, Colorado. It's absolutely magnificent. So I hope to see some of you that are on this call there in the near future. Helen Humphreys, I do lots of healing work. Love your summit. Thank you, Helen. That means a tremendous amount. Anything that you were particularly enjoyed?
Everything about it, and everything about the people that I deal with. I agree with Solomon to live your dream, and I have done that. I've taken my sailboat from Florida to Australia and wrote some books. So I'm retired now, but I do healing on a daily basis for lots of people.
You sailed from Florida to Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay, we're friends now.
Talk about a dream. Hey,
That's
we're going
amazing.
to the Bahamas in February if you want to come join us.
Oh my God. Yeah, I grew up sailing like bites and opties. But I've never really done much any like open water sailing, just like Hobie cats and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're finally getting back, like you say, from COVID and stuff, where they had restrictions and all. We're back in Jacksonville, so we'll be going for a few months. And
well, you're in the best city in the world, Helen. I mean, you're in Jacksonville.
I love it.
I mean, come on.
I love it.
That's awesome. Well, any particular thing that you'd like to get out of today's session that I can keep in mind?
No, equally, I love to hear what you guys are saying, and yeah, I'll follow up on a few things maybe.
Beautiful.
So,
wonderful.
You.
Yeah, my pleasure. Jessica, meeting people from all over, just visited Turkey. I love it. So excited to get over there. And if y'all know Jessica Brothers here is the chief of staff or the queen of staff. We keep trying to figure out her title, but she is the woman that makes the world go around here in AUREAville. So yeah, an absolute rock star on so many levels, from biology to marketing, just a brilliant soul. Anything you want to drop in here, Jess?
I just want to spread more love to everyone who came to show up and choose to spend your time here with us and each and every one of us. And we thank you. And we're so happy you're here sharing this space. So much love to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, you powerhouse. Love you, Jess.
Yeah, thank you.
Totally. Jose Aliaga, learn about your emotions and be more coherent. Yeah, man. It's definitely been a coherent emotional journey for me too. No doubt about that. Any highlights from the summit you want to share? Anything that you're seeking to get out of this session today that you want to put into the ether? Oh, I know you, Jose. How you doing, brother?
Yeah,
what's up, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good,
see
bro.
you.
You too,
Nice
man.
to see you. Nice to see everyone. No, just always very curious about learning more about my emotions and how to live a happier life, being able to understand why we experience what we experience in our everyday life, through emotions. So always information you guys share with us is he's been helping me a lot, so I really appreciate it.
Beautiful, man. Well, there's definitely some clips from Mayah Rose here in particular, and Paul Hutchinson that we'll play here in a moment, that's definitely zero in on the inner world and how everything starts there. And the dreams of the empire and the legacy and the impact and the community and the healing that we want to manifest in the world is absolutely 100% a mirror of what's happening inside of ourselves. So we all have to start in here. And I've been absolutely blessed by having extraordinary people, a number of them that are on this call, who have been incredible shifters for me to transmute, to transform, and to get into a place of self-appreciation where I'm grounded. I'm not in spiritual narcissism, and I'm not hiding from the desires and the dreams that I feel and the visions that I see, and taking massive action to get to those places. So inviting all of you into that world that resonates with you. That's what I'm here for. So glad you're here, Jose. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Timothy Stutes. I've crafted more entertaining, educational, and inspirational fairy tales than anyone ever. And I'm seeking ways to get them into the hands of parents and children worldwide to empower them in all ways. I love that, man. There's an amazing woman who's in our mastermind, Gigi Free. I don't know if you saw the last AUREA, but her and her partner, Benjamin Zamish, are amazing authors and creators. And she's authoring children's books as well. So maybe there's an introduction I can help you make there. And
I would love that.
Yeah, beautiful. Is there any project you're working on that you're particularly excited about right now?
Yeah, that project of getting all these fairy tales out into the world through a book club I've created for parents and the kids, and looking to find out ways to do that. And glad to be here. I loved the summit and just thought I'd drop in to see what I could pick up today.
Amazing, man. Well, super glad that you're here. And it starts with the kids. There's no doubt about it. And the vibrational quality of the young people coming into this world, I'm sure all of you have experienced, is on another level. Like they are completely on another level. And if you met Abraham on the summit, I do the mindset coaching for the people in his community who are largely, late teens, early 20s, mid 20s creators. And like the stuff that they know is just, it's crazy. It's like guys, like I learned this like a year ago. And that was like a revelation. Like, yeah, no, we know that. Like, no, that's cool. No, it's good. I like it, but like, I know that. It's like it's crazy. So to be in service to them, and through our partnership with Child Liberation Foundation and Mr. Paul Hutchinson, to do the work with the kids that are getting human trafficked tragically in the world, to be in service to them. And we touched on this during the summit, but if you're the type of soul that's called in that kind of experience, and you're that much of a cosmic badass to take on that kind of a burden in this life, and you're meant to transmute that much of the world's karma and that much pain and suffering into light, you're an absolute giant. And so we're going to pull those kids out of hell, and we're going to bring them through our healing programs and give them every ounce of entrepreneurial, speaker, stage training, course creation training we possibly can, and unleash, for lack of a better word, an army of these amazing light workers on the world. So that's happening. And as we mentioned, a portion of our profits go to CLF, 7.77%. I may need to increase that to 20% after Paul's speech if we really want to have an impact in the world. But we're going to start there, and we're going to, as soon as it starts happening, bringing these kids through our healing, ceremonial work. So it's going to be really, really amazing. I'm so excited. So let's see, Moises, here to serve and be a catalyst towards connection, innovation, inspiration. Glad part of AUREA to achieve this. Heck yes. A lot of y'all may be talking to Moises. He is an absolute amazing human being. He's part of our transformation team and is bringing to a new generation of alcohol-free hospitality and restaurants into the world in the future, and just a really, really incredible person. So love you, Moises. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, Jackson.
Yeah, brother. Thanks for being here, man. Anything that stood out to you from the summit you feel like sharing, or a vision that you want to add on to?
I'll say the aspect of human connection and the sense of community and belonging. That's one of the qualities and aspects that I appreciate and honor AUREA so much for. Bringing on people from all over the world on a single purpose, and that's to create a better future and to inspire the next wave of future leaders and what a leader should be, more from the heart rather than the bottom line. And yeah.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, succinctly, extremely well said. And when we move our focus and our source of intelligence from here to here, everything changes, as I'm sure many of you already know. But creating a community where each of us comes together and become these like cosmic batteries to each other, and we just boom, 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 boom. That's the power of these moments. That's the power of the mastermind. As I imagine you've heard Napoleon Hill talk about, or Jesus talk about, where two or more are gathered, there shall I be also. And from the mystical perspective, I believe that's where the God force, the higher consciousness, shall be. And he was an emanation of that. And as you probably know, also religion came in and screwed up a ton of what he taught. So in any event, these are cosmic truths of the universe, and we're here to create an environment and a space where we can show up in our authenticity. And become the inspiration and the awakeners for ourselves and for others. Absolutely. Christy, so sorry. Kitchen at work. All good, Christy. Don't worry about it. It's awesome that you're tuning in from your kitchen at work. I love that. Thank you. Humanitarian project has to do with banking and changing the system to aid everyone instead of the banksters. Yes. So if you heard us talking about Catherine Austin Fitz yesterday, I imagine you know a little bit about her, and she is an absolute powerhouse. So really excited to hear what that's all about, because that is absolutely part of part of what we're here to change, and part of what we are here to bring into the world is the next iteration of life, without claiming that we're able to do more than we can too quickly or getting over our skis. We're definitely here to not play small. So how far can we take things? How big of an impact can we have? Feels pretty infinite to me. I'm definitely not here to limit it. So let's see what we can really do here. I love it. Jody wants to go to Bali. Yeah, let's buy our tickets. I'm going. Bali time, absolutely. Timothy, yes. Yeah, John, Carrie, Jessica, it was so great being out there with all y'all. Solomon, thanks for sharing that link. Dun, 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 dun. Love and healing. Yes, Jody and John DeRusi. Okay, cool. We got an otter thing in there. Awesome. All right. Well, I, again, just can't contain my excitement because I just love this so much. And creating these moments is all I want to do. And if you all are interested in creating a life that is somehow similar to this, but in alignment with your dreams and desires, that again is our mission. And we're here to bring together the people that are embodying their truth. I might get these stupid thumbs up things. I can't turn them off. That was a thumbs down that time. Hey, I got like the fireworks. Can I get the fireworks this time, Zoom? Can I get confetti? Like this? There we go. I got the confetti. Can I get some hearts? They're kind of cool, but they're kind of lame. Whatever. So we are here once again, as you've experienced, to bring together people that are in their soul work. They're bringing their dreams to life. They're creating massive impact in the world, and share those tools and systems and community with as many people as humanly possible. So it is a great joy and honor for me to share everything I possibly can here with you. If you want to go deeper on this journey, see how we can serve you more fully, would be honored to talk to you about that. We'll put the links in the chat to schedule a call with our team, with Moises, and with some of the other amazing people that we get to work with, who are showing you how to get more support, more service, more hand-holding, more guidance, more whatever you want to bring your dreams to life. I wish you could turn these thumbs off, but that is what we're here for. So with all of that said, super excited to drop in with you all. Would love for us to get into a brief meditation together. And before I do that, can you guys hear the lawn equipment outside? No? Okay, good. All right. Thanks, Zoom and the microphone for blocking that out, because it really wouldn't be much meditation with a leaf blower in the background. So sad that just wouldn't work. So once again, thank you all for being here. And let's take a deep, epic breath together. Feel your bodies, feel this amazing present moment, and come back into the remembrance of why you're here. And deep down, and maybe right on the top of the surface, and so really feel into that and see into that vision, and allow that truth to be more felt, more vibrantly, more compellingly, more clearly. See the life that you want to live. Feel that soul blueprint being present. Pre-celebrate the amazing, wild, incredible dreams that you are uniquely qualified to bring into the world. And feel that amazing heart opening up to that reality. Feel that amazing deep knowing inside you of being in the reality that you desire most. Allow whatever resistance, allow whatever judgment, allow whatever shame, pain, insecurity, limiting beliefs, allow whatever says that it can't happen to be present as well. Feel that beautiful yin yang inside of you. Without shame, without rejection, without judgment, allowing all those emotions to be felt clearly, completely, in the divine dichotomy of all of your light, all of your glory, all of your passion, all of your honor, all of your fear, all your insecurity, all your shame, all your self-rejection. Just breathe. Just breathe and feel all of that power inside of you, because between those two polarities is you in your authenticity. And we touched on Dr. David Hawkins' work, and I'm sure you're familiar with it, to say and to know that authenticity is truly the highest vibration. Beyond gratitude, beyond enlightenment, is being real. That's where our power really lies. That's where our power really lives more than lies. That's where it lives. That's where we are alive, is in our truth. And so I invite you to feel the connection amongst all of us on this call right now. Feel the connection to the amazing hearts and minds and souls that are on this great golden age wave that we're all surfing. And when you seek to connect, allow yourself to celebrate that connection. Enjoy the fact that this community exists. Enjoy the knowing, celebrate the knowing that you are not, have never been, never will be alone. And if you currently or you have felt that way in the past, the transformation, the transmutation is here. It's now. It is us. And I will do whatever is in my power and in divine harmony to be a force, to be a catalyst, to be an influence in your life, to make sure that you never feel that way again. Because it's a lie. It's not real. An illusion. And it can change so quickly. So again, I invite you to witness yourself in between those polarities and feel that golden thread woven in between those two aspects of who we all are. And feel that divine electricity, feel that soul power vibrating through you, invigorating you, clarifying you, purifying the receptivity of your heart, your mind, your body to the truth of who you really are. Allow those beautiful breaths to flow through you and feel the energetic shift, and allow the emotional shift to occur as you feel deeper and deeper into the reality of who you are and why you as a soul came here. Allow the awareness of your art. Allow the joy of your creativity. Allow the thrill of your passion. And allow the certainty of your trust in the divine to come to the forefront of your experience right now. Feel yourself, allow yourself to release any and all fears, any and all doubts, any and all concerns as you feel the energetic shift in your body, in your heart, in your mind here in this moment. And feel the certainty of your connection to the divine and the knowing that we are always safe. We're always guided. We're always protected. If we would just allow it in. So here's to allowing it in. Here's to allowing our greatness in. Here's to embodying all that we really are. deep, beautiful breath and just make a sound of your truth, your authenticity of whatever that sounds like for you. A deep sigh, a lion roar, a beautiful whatever it sounds like in your creativity, in your truth. And just feel that feeling. And so I invite you to stay there throughout our experience today. Stay in that vibration of authenticity. Stay in that feeling of your truth, your power, your peace, your prosperity, your passion, your purpose, your soul mission, and absorb everything you can from these amazing speakers we're going to be showing you here today. Much love, respect, and gratitude. And it is so fun to dive in with you all here. We're going to start off with my man, Sayer G. And this guy, man, soul rebel. He takes on some crazy, amazing challenges, man. That guy, whew, he's amazing. Love that guy. And a real leader in showing us how to speak our truth completely. And whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's whatever, we don't have to be right all the time, but we do have to speak it. We do have to have the guts to say, this is me. And if you disagree, okay, let's talk it out. And we can do it as respectfully and as courageously as possible, but we're going to talk it out. And he's someone that's inspired me massively in that regard. And I hope that for that reason and many others, he inspires you as well. So here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, share this. Is that sharing? I don't think so. 1 second. That's weird. Let me do it the portion way. So this is going to look weird for a second, then I'll move the screen around. Okay, now do you see that? Okay, cool. All right, so pause here. And yeah, we'll just jump into some of these amazing clips with Sayer. And as you watch this, I invite you to remember more than the thing that strikes me most about Sayer is that as you saw, 250 million people have been on his website, and he's built an amazing empire out of it. And not that long ago, he was working at a health food store in Bonita Springs, Florida. So wherever you are, wherever you feel like you're at in your journey and who you feel like you are as an individual, it's not that far of a journey from where you are to where you want to be. And if you share massive value, if you become an expert, if you express your expertise, then the world can pivot around you in a massive and beautiful way. So without further ado, Mr. Sayer G.
Me say I'm all in. So thank you, Jackson.
My pleasure, man.
I sent at one point an offer for ebooks to our list, and within a matter of a week, it had done something like $10,000 in sales. At the time, that was like a good month. No, actually, I'm sorry. It was a good $10,000. I was making like $50,000 a year. That's without health insurance or anything. That was my default job before I created Greenman Info. And as obviously in perspective, I was like, I can't believe that just converted to the kind of income where now I could do this full time. And so that was my first insight into the power of doing something you love, offering a free service, and then all that equity and balance actually paid off in a sense of people being like, wow, I so trust this source. I've gotten so much benefit from it. And then they got even something they loved, which was all this other information. That requires radical responsibility too, for all this stuff that looks so bad and feels so bad that we feel victims of. But it's an incredible moment to be in. So, I feel like what you're bringing with the Golden Age movement and obviously Unite, we're very much working on writing into the very code base of what we're doing, these principles to empower you to live up to your highest creative potential, identify your gifts, share them. That's the basis for the new sacred economy. This world is so beautiful, so vast.
Let's take one breath on that one, because that's huge. And that really is our authenticity is the new economy. It's not how much resources can we extract from the world. It's not all of the myriad of ways of the current matrix economy that's crumbling before our eyes. And we get to remove ourselves from. We don't have to break it. We don't need to fight it. But we do quickly need to create economies and communities that are resilient and that are outside of that dumpster fire. And that's a great insult to all dumpster fires out there.
Includes so many beautiful people, and they're all our family, and that's what we're learning together. So thank you for doing the work you're doing, Jackson. Seriously, I mean, you're an inspiration. Every time we connect, I'm often like, dealing with the reptilian shapeshifters, and you're like, come on over here, Sayer, and let's focus on the light a little bit. I'm always like, you know what? That's what's off. I haven't had enough of this kind of light work to balance out the other stuff I have to deal with. But so anyway, very I appreciate you, love you, and thank you so much for putting these events together, man.
My great joy and honor, man, and to be a counterbalance to all the craziness that you're dealing with, and to help transmute some of that and bring some inspiration and some joy back into your world. This summit has been a success, if that's all I get out of it, man. So thank you so much again, Sayer. Truly appreciate you, man, and can't wait to share more information with the world. So there's just gonna be quick pieces from everybody here, and yeah, would love to ask anyone from the group, briefly, if you had any questions on Sayer's talk, or anything you wanted to reflect on briefly there. Want to make sure this is interactive for everybody. And it's okay if not, but you guys couldn't hear that? Okay, all right. I got a message you couldn't hear anything. Lucia, that might have been your speakers. I hope everyone could just hear that. You weren't very politely sitting in silence. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, open door if anyone wants to comment on there, or we'll keep rolling to the amazing Mayah Rose. And if that's your decision, I totally get it, because she's extraordinary. Okay, we'll keep rolling.
Of us ask the question, what do I want, or what do we want? And that's not a bad question, but a better question to ask is, what is wanting to be created through us, or what is source wanting to create through us? Because the truth is that there is a collective consciousness out there. There is something that is wanting to be created and come through on the earth at this time. And when we step out of our own way, when we let go of our own egos and our own wants, and just allow us to be a conduit of what the universe is wanting to create through us, then the possibilities are endless, and they're way bigger than we can even perceive or imagine in our conscious minds. So asking this question, what does source want to create through me? And maybe just everybody take a moment right now, and I bet something comes to you really quickly, just like that. What is source wanting to create through you? What is the divine wanting to create through you? When you surrender your ego, you can be an instrument in the hands of the divine in helping the collective consciousness of the world. So I was pondering this question. I went deep into a medicine journey and deep into meditation, and asked this question. It actually had some people come to me that have been able to do this, and they all said the same thing. They said, you have to let go of your ego so fully and be so devoted to the cause that is wanting to come through you, that you are nothing but pure unconditional love. And when you are unconditional love and you shrink down so small, then that unconditional love can transcend time and space and reach people wherever they want to go. So it's a balance between the confidence of knowing that you can be that conduit, but then letting go of your ego, being full of pure unconditional love, so that whatever message is wanting to come through you is coming through your transcending time and space. The most important.
All right, so we got to pause on that one, because that's like a whole novel. That's a whole book right there. And the context of that question is, as I was asking her about some of the super high performance people that she works with. And, we touched on Dave Asprey, who, as you may know, ran Bulletproof Coffee. And she works with major founders, like the founder of Zoom was in her Burning Man camp, like 700 millionaire, major real estate investor, all kinds of like very serious people. And not that money is the only qualification for people, but if you're performing at a high level and you're able to manifest that kind of success, you're doing something right. And these guys and these women that she works with are truly world-class. Her and Gerald go all over the world. And it's just an amazing honor and a joy to get to hang out with them and do the retreats and everything that we're doing with them. So that is medicine for all of us. And I hope that you all really take that to heart, because that's my intention every single day. And that's absolutely as you can see, a requirement for us to really activate our gifts is find that balance of flow and ego and being in that unconditional loving space. And it's so cool, like, to see these high-minded, potentially woo spiritual principles being the operating foundational elements of the super high performers. I mean, it's that right there makes the whole summit worthwhile to me, is just to validate that we're not wasting our time in this, spiritual stuff. We're really doing the deep work required to play at the highest levels. So yeah, I hope you're all encouraged by that.
The most important 5 minutes of the day to seed your subconscious is the 5 minutes right before you go to bed, right? So in the subconscious is really the gateway to the superconscious, right? This is how we access the superconscious. The superconscious is like the Wi-Fi network, right? If our conscious brain is like the physical computer, and the subconscious is like the programming and in the computer, the hard drive, soft drive, then the superconscious is like the Wi-Fi network. It is never ending. It's expansive. It's as large as the stars in the universe out there. There's so much information out there. And sometimes what happens is when we go into medicine space, or when we go into meditation, when we're using psychedelics, we don't focus our energy. We don't channel it. We just open ourselves up to whatever is in the collective consciousness at the time. But if you are able to set an intention, it directs your energy so that your superconscious, now it's like typing a question into the search engine bar of your computer. So now your subconscious brain can access the superconscious to get the answers you're looking for. So really simple thing. When you wake up in the morning, when you're still in that state where you remember your dreams, you still are in that subconscious state, just open your eyes, read that question, and write down whatever comes to you. It may make no sense at all, or it may make absolute sense. There's so many times where I've written things down. I have no idea why I'm doing these things, why I'm going certain places, what's going to happen. And as I actually do that and follow that, then it's all revealed and opened up to me, and the possibilities are endless. So try that tool for being able to really tap into your superconscious and understand what your mission is on this earth. But once you transmute.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of you started practicing that immediately after this, but that's definitely something that I'm committing to, and really excited where that goes, because there's no doubt that is really, really powerful stuff. So I don't know how many of you have practiced similar to that in your lives, but definitely encourage you to implement that one. And this next part here is so cool. I love this analogy. This is it's so great, and it's so real, and it's just like so Mayah Rose, because one of the things I love about her the most is that she is super brilliant and talented and just this amazing divine feminine being, but she's also just so real and vulnerable and honest about the garbage that she goes through, and her vulnerabilities and her like emotional processes. And those are the people that I can really, really bond with, like the spiritual, guru types that, want to act like they've got it all figured out. And, maybe some of them do. And you're, a walking prophet, and, if, so be it. Great. More power to you. And let's dive in. But the ones that can be like, they can go into the unconditional love and the super consciousness and all this, and simultaneously the next day say, man, I'm having a fucking breakdown right now, and I'm not really doing well. Like, those are the people that I really, really enjoy. And that's who I'm here to be as much as I can, is to find that balance of authenticity and inspiration, and to show up as we are. And, from now on, welcoming all of you to show up in that way of just pure authenticity, that wherever you are, whatever you're feeling is welcome by me and by the AUREA community, 100%. And this next part's great. I love this.
But once you transmute lead into gold, it can't go back to lead. Once the caterpillar transmutes to the butterfly, it can't go back to the caterpillar. But there's this in-between time, right, where we're in our goo, where we're in our shit. We're like, oh, fuck, like the caterpillar in the chrysalis, right? That's just gooey, ooey, and we feel like, why did I make this choice? What am I even becoming? I feel like goo, which seems worse than the caterpillar, right? Can you relate to that? There's so many times I've felt like that, still feel like that. And that's just part of the transition. So what do? It's interesting, because I would like to say that you lead with love instead of be driven by fear. And I think that sounds really beautiful. But the truth for me, if I'm being totally honest, is I make the fear of not sharing my message, of not being a conduit, of not making a difference in the world, of not raising the collectiveness greater than the fear I have of not being enough. And it's interesting, because when you put fear,
you say that one more time.
You
say that one more time. I hate to interrupt, but really take this in, everybody.
Yeah, when I make my fear of not helping the planet, of not stepping into being a conduit of light, of not impacting the world in a positive way like I was sent here and meant to do, if I make that fear greater than the fear of not being enough, then I move forward.
Than the fear of not being enough. So everyone, like, I hate to interrupt, but I just have to do it.
Okay.
Like, we all are afraid of not being enough. All of us, me, this amazing woman, everybody. But it's our ability to flip that switch and go from coward to champion. When you're speaking with these amazing, you know, pause there was kind of a sloppy edit, but that's the truth. And, you know, maybe you all know about this book, The Number One Regret of the Dying, but that is a massive motivator for me, is making sure I don't die with my dreams inside me. And the number one regret is not having the courage to truly do your thing in the world. And I don't know what's holding you back or where you are on that journey, but if you desire more community, more courage, more guidance, whatever you're looking for to get into that dream life, and make sure that you at least freaking go for it. And if you got anything out of the summit, it was the certainty of knowing that if you really do go for it, if you go all the way for it and really put everything on the line and trust that on the other side of that commitment is the glory, is the power, is the divine waiting for you, then you'll get there. You'll get there. And we've gotten there. And the miraculous people have come in at the last minute over and over and over and over again. And that's how this has happened, is by a massive trust flight. And it's required some big risks, no doubt about that. I've taken on debt, I've taken on investors, I've put my name and, you know, my life on the line for sure. And I've known that it was that I feared not doing it more than the fear of failure or the fear of not being capable. And the divine has stepped up to fill in the gaps of myself and of others to make it possible. So it's real. You know, objectively high level, like super productive, impactful people, what are they like? Like, how do they see the future? What's going on inside of their worlds?
Here's the truth, and this is really interesting, is a lot of the people that I meet with in these spaces that I really look up to, they are so fully surrendered into the present moment. They could have different viewpoints in the future, what's going to happen, where we're going, but they're so fully surrendered into their mission and what they're creating. And in each moment, they're asking, what is it that I can do now? How can I be now in order to help this future? So it's interesting because I don't really feel any fear. It's just a surrender into the moment. And so this is, you know, really fascinating and interesting question, because no matter what their viewpoints are on the future, it's all okay, because they're fully surrendered into the present moment. Here's the truth that I found as I've met with many of these individuals over the past couple of years that have made huge impacts in the world, that have massive abundance, that lead and live happy lives. They spend 3 to 5 hours a day in self-practice. And they all have told me it's not about what you're doing, it's who you're being. And this is how
playing that one over again.
They spend 3 to 5 hours a day in self-practice. And they all have told me it's not about what you're doing, it's who you're being. And this is how we're going to shift the planet, and this is how we're going to change the world. In this moment, who are you being? And Dr. David Hawkins talks about this with the frequency and the emotional scale. One person resonating in non-judgment counterbalances 90,000 people resonating in a lower frequency of shame or guilt. One person resonating in unconditional love counterbalances 270,000 people that are resonating in guilt and shame. So if you ask yourself right now, if you're saying, I feel like I can't do anything, I'm not doing enough, what can I do? Shift that question. Again, it's all about questions, like at the beginning. Who am I being in this moment? If you are being the frequency of unconditional love, if you are being the frequency of light in this moment, if you are being a hope and light and love for the world, if you are being surrendered into trust and knowing, then you will shift the frequency of the planet. And the things that you need to do will come through you in that moment.
So let's really nail that one again too, because it's the knowing of how powerful we are, the knowing of how important we are. Yes, massive, critical. Let's dive all the way into that. And the piece here, this line.
Planet. And the things that you need to do will come through you in that moment.
that's where there's been huge growth for me, is when I have focused on my personal insufficiencies or my emotional dramas and traumas of the past. That's very easy to say, no, I'm not qualified. I'm not that guy. If I was that guy, I wouldn't feel this way. I wouldn't have this doubt or this unease or whatever, insert answer here, perceived insufficiency. That's not the game. That's the tragedies of the mind. The miracles of trust is what you just said. Is when we are in that place, then this
and the
happens.
things that you need to do will come through you in that moment.
And I'm sure you've all experienced, that's the flow state. And when we can touch this higher divine world and allow this energy and this consciousness to flow through us, we receive the gifts we need to have in the moment. And if you were here for Dr. Mercola's part of the summit, but I got to see him live on Sunday also. And he went really deep on his spiritual journey in ways he didn't on the virtual summit. And he went really deep on like the dream world that we're in. And like, this is one of, a massively successful person and an incredible pioneer and innovator. And like, let's all really, really take that to heart, is that we're in a dream world and we can change it so quickly. And big pharma and big media and all these big, which are really just little. Can we start calling that little pharma and little media? I think we need to flip that story around immediately. Yeah, I'm never going to say that again. So little pharma, little media, little government. They spend so much time trying to keep us feeling small, and because I believe deep down they feel tiny, small, weak, and frail, and they're in this paradigm of fear. And love, as we all know, so much more powerful, and that's what we're here to bring to the planet. So yeah, projection, totally. So just have to say thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome, Jackson. And I want to add some things to this because this is so powerful. You are such a good example of someone who's willing to dive deep into your healing. And you can only feel to the depth, or you can only heal to the depth that you can feel. So if you imagine a tree, it's the healing, it's the depth, it's the roots going deep that allow the branches to go high. And if we're experiencing spiritual bypassing, it's like this, maybe you have a huge tree with these big branches, but the roots aren't very deep. And when the wind blows, it's going to fall over. So really allowing yourself to do that. And here's something that helped me. I always thought enlightenment meant that I wasn't going to experience any deep emotions that were on, negative on the vibrational frequency scale. And I remember talking with my dear friend, Tony Litster, one time, and I said, Tony, I can't wait till I'm enlightened. And he said, well, what does enlightenment mean to you? I'm like, it's when I don't feel angry or sad or frustrated or, all those things anymore. And he said, that's not enlightenment. Enlightenment is the ability to allow yourself to fully feel and experience all your emotions and not make it wrong. I really want to honor you.
We're going to play that one over again, because that is absolutely the defining ethos of so much what we're creating here, is that radical self-acceptance, massive compassion, gratitude, peace of heart and mind for who we are and for all of the people in our lives, and massively high standards. We are here to attain to our highest timeline, to our greatest destiny, to doing the soul work required to really bring our dreams to life. And that's what we're here for. And between those polarities, there's a tremendous amount of power.
Enlightenment is the ability to allow yourself to fully feel and experience all your emotions and not make it wrong.
One more time.
Enlightenment is the ability to allow yourself to fully feel and experience all your emotions and not make it wrong.
Oof. Woo. Let's go.
When you choose to be a leader in this space of healing and in the depths that people go to, you feel what they feel. You're willing to feel it. And that's part of being a leader too. I think a lot of people forget about that part, but that's how you know somebody that's a true leader, because they're willing to hold people in these spaces and they're willing to feel all the things that their tribe is feeling, all the emotions that every single person that comes to every single event is bringing to you. And you're willing to carry that, and you're willing to transmute that, and you're willing to transcend, and you're willing to create something bigger and better and greater because the roots go deep. So I just want to, again, honor you in that and remind all of us that are stepping into this role of leadership, that our leaders, that this is a part of leading. There's many glorious and amazing moments, and then there's the moments that you get to just feel your tribe. You get to feel the pain, you get to feel the frustration, you get to feel the sorrow. And yeah, and this is why, again, this is why the practices, the self practices are so important. The space to be able to do that is created through the space that you hold for yourself. I don't know if everybody here.
Oof. I mean, gosh, she just brought it. Every sentence was just a book to me. And oh man, one more time.
The space to be able to do that is created through the space that you hold for yourself.
Yeah. So just inviting us all to massive, massive compassion, massive, massive respect for ourselves first, and the dreams that are inside us, and recognizing that they are divine, that they are special, that they're important, they're needed, and feeling the necessity of ourselves in the world, feeling the necessity of ourselves in the world. And if you're looking for support, love to work with you, love to serve you. But if not, just find it from somebody. You can do a tremendous amount on YouTube. Takes longer, but it's definitely cheaper. And you can find so much for free. So if that's where you're at, just get on YouTube and do the research to figure out how to do this. If you want a faster way, love to help you with that. But regardless of where you're at, just do it. Figure it out. You've got to bring your dreams to life. It is an absolute requirement.
I don't know if everybody here believes in past lives, but I sure do. And second that I saw you, I'm like, oh, he's a king. There he is. There's King Jackson coming to the earth right now to awaken us all. Love it.
Oh, there's so much shame to process to own that. You've been so incredibly helpful in helping me step into that and find this place of grounded but still powerful place. And that's what I'm here to be, and that's where I invite all of us to be, is where we don't fall into the trap of spiritual narcissism, and we also don't play small and don't deny our gifts, and we say, no, I am freaking cosmic royalty, and a king is a servant. Like, servant leadership is the way, people. So like, as you were saying earlier, like, if you're called to this, like, know that you're going to be moving through some heavy stuff with people, and it's not easy. You know, it's fulfilling, it's fun, it's great, it's beautiful, it's deeply satisfying, but it's definitely not easy. But there's no other way. You know, there's just no other way than to step into our greatness, because you don't want to look back at that moment that you mentioned and look back in a life that we didn't live. That's it right there, my people. This line right here sums up so much of my life. You don't want to look back at that moment that you mentioned and look back in a life that we didn't live. So inviting you all into that. And that is why we're here, is ensuring that you can serve as many people as possible. You can enjoy your life as much as possible. You can be as financially successful as possible. And the moment that you leave this world, you are thrilled and satisfied and surrounded by people that love you and that you love, and that it's a celebration. It's like, congratulations on getting to the next chapter. And thank you for being so good at doing this life so well, and allowing that moment of us leaving this world to be a magnificent success, and not full of regret or shame or pain or anxiety, but being a true celebration of a life magnificently lived. Any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Want to make sure this is interactive for all y'all. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to come off mute or put them in the chat, and we can drop in on what Mayah said, or we can roll into the amazing Brian Mayoral here in a minute. Definitely a different tone, but also super important with my man Brian. I just love this guy. Moises, best we can do is step into our potential, make bold choices, and follow our inner calling one day at a time. And if there's a community supporting those ideas, dreams, and genuine innovations, then that's a step forward to the golden age, my brother. Yes. Can't love that. And I can't love that enough. Yes, and yes, and yes, man. You can see why Moises is on the team, man. Love that guy. All right. Well, next up, we're going to rock into Brian Mayoral land. And this is going to be great. I loved this. This was so fun. Let's get a little music here for my man, Brian, because there's something triumphant that you're meant to bring to the world. There's a great healing that you're meant to bring to the world. And one of the best sales quotes of all time from this man right here is that selling is healing, okay? Selling is healing. And if you don't sell, you can't heal. If you don't communicate your value, you can do nothing. So you got to step into your courage, step into your conviction, step into your compassion to bring your gifts to the world, because it's a must. So feel it right now and see that dream life, baby. See it right now, feel it right now, and know that this is the time. And this man right here is going to tell you how to bring your dreams to life in an epic, epic way. And I'm so glad that you're here, bro. So much love and respect for the way that you operate. And I hope that all of you are feeling this joy and this enthusiasm, because trust me when I tell you, he's going to deliver the goods, because I've seen it and felt it, experienced it. And oh my God, I'm glad we got the entry music situated, because that was so needed. And you're so epic, brother. I'm so glad you're here, man.
Thank you for the beautiful transition. How's it going?
You're welcome. So good. Actually, one more time. Let's get the music. We need no more Brian Mayoral entrance music. That was too fast. I love it, man. The golden age is fun, baby. Let's have some freaking fun, huh? So
it's the best, baby. It's the best.
It is.
What is your mission? What is your meaning? What is your gift to the world? And my gift is helping you become more confident in your ability to influence and ethically influence other people. My job is to empower you to be that king or that queen that Mayah was saying, but be able to unleash it into the world so that you can make the impact that you deserve to make. How many of you would be up for this? I spoke on Tony Robbins' stage for 3.5 years. I traveled around the country living out of a suitcase, doing what I believed was the mission at the time, to make as big of an impact and as deep of an impact as I possibly could. Number one belief that I want you to adopt: what I have to sell is massively valuable. Now, I know we don't get to see each other today. You get to see me, I don't get to see you, but I want you to be a little bit kooky, a little bit crazy, a little bit weird. And when I say what, or ask for recall answers, I want you to shout them out loud. And here's the reason why. If you do shout those things out loud, it will stick in your brain. You won't remember me, and that's great, but you will remember some of these lessons. And I promise you it's good stuff. So number one, what I have to sell is massively valuable. Not just like a little bit, not like some, massively valuable. Say with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Massively valuable. Then as we move on, I want you to adopt number 2 belief.
All right, buddy. Let's do it right now. 1, 2, 3. Massively valuable, baby. Feel that internal value. People need to feel that, and you need to feel that. Everything, and Brian's going to go more into this in a minute, but everything that we offer, all of our success, is a mirror. It is just us. It's just us here. We're in this like massive spiritual hologram, creating us at a mirror of the outside, as above, so below, as within, so without, as inside, as outside. It's all just us. That's my perspective.
I am the best person to provide this solution. Now, I know that some people have heard the word ego, and the word ego makes them want to run for the hill, hide under a blanket, and say, no, I don't have one. And the truth is at some point, we have to really adopt the part of ourselves that does believe in ourselves and does believe we are a vessel for truth. We are a vessel for impact. We are a vessel to make change in somebody else's life. And if you believe that life is guided, if you believe that you're meant to be here, and if you believe that you can make a difference in other people's lives, in order to have someone say yes to you, maybe not financially, but maybe to be mentored by you, or yes to a date, or yes to, hey, let's change our life around, let's find a way. At some point, you have to believe that you are capable as a vessel to get other people to say yes. So that's why I want you to bring the beautiful side of your ego in and say, I am the best person to provide this solution. Now, I want you to just take a look at this really quick. Okay, the seller's beliefs are, what I have to sell is massively valuable. I am the best person to provide this solution. Now is the best time for them to purchase or enroll. There's always a way to a yes. Selling is healing. Okay. And now if you're willing to adopt these beliefs with me, then I want you to see how these can be aligned with the buyer's beliefs to help you make a stronger impact. Let's go to the next slide. What I have to sell, what you have to sell solves my problem. We want the person on the other side to believe that what you have to sell solves my problem. Number 2, you are the best person to provide the solution. Now is the best time for me to solve my problem. Number 4, and this is massive, especially if you're selling education programs or you're influencing someone that doesn't have a strong business result, they have to believe that I am capable of using your solution. And I'll go into a little bit more of that. And then they have to ultimately believe that buying or investing is healing.
Yeah, I just want to drop in on that one. So whatever you all are offering to the world, a huge part of it is making sure that your prospective enrollees, your community, the people you're inviting into your world, that you help to wake up that consciousness within them of being capable, the certainty of success, feeling that. And they can only feel it if you feel it. If they don't feel your certainty, your clarity, your power, your that energy inside you with peace, with power, then it's not gonna elicit that confidence out of them. So within all the great things that you're doing in the world, remember that how important that piece is for you to be that leader, for you to be in that aligned, clear, powerful place.
So if you'd like to take a screenshot, I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll
everybody get a screenshot of that one.
We'll move on. I can't keep living like this. And remember that moral dilemma that I'm having, the resistance that I'm having, the fear that I'm having around asking her to do something. And then it hit me. How dare I put my limitations on what I think she's capable?
Really focus on this one. I hate to interrupt because this is just such a magical moment, but like this is enormous.
On her. And this is where I came up with this quote today. Selling is believing in someone's highest potential and not their current circumstances. I'm sitting here talking to this woman who's living out of her car. And she's like, I got to do something different. I got to do something different. But rather than me hearing her, rather than me listening to her, I was listening to my own fears, my own doubts, my own beliefs. Is this resonating? And then I realized, Brian, how dare you not listen to this woman? How dare you put a ceiling on her and not believe in the words that she's saying? She said, I have to do something different. I got to go to this Tony Robbins experience. And in that moment, it clicked. I ended up getting her to go to the Tony Robbins experience. She spent $600, $700 that she didn't have. And I'm freaking out. Y'all, I'm freaking out, okay? I'm like, am I a bad person? Did I do something wrong? I'm a horrible person. Like, I better repent to God because he's going to say, like, what do I need to do? Because I just got this woman to spend money that she did not have. 2 months later, I'm at the Tony Robbins event. And she walks up to me, jumps into my arms, and gives me the biggest bear hug and cries on my shoulder. And she said, thank you. Thank you for getting me here, for finding a way. I saw what you did. I ended up paying for her event after she paid for it. And I'll share that lesson with you in a little bit. But she said, thank you. And she cries on my shoulder. Today, her business is doing over $2 million a year. And she credits that moment and that decision for being where she's at today. Now, you talk about like a lightning bolt of just like transformation that came over me. She would not be in that position should I have listened to my own fears, my own doubts, my own resistance. Mayah Rose said it perfectly. She said, you can't.
Yeah, let's take a moment there. Your story is what's going to create your results. And then he's going to touch on it even more, this concept. And it's like, don't let your judgments on yourself or others be the limiting factor. Like make that the piece that unleashes a magnificent, incredible reality, because you are needed. And that other life is so good. It's so much better.
Cannot take someone there where you haven't been yourself. If you're getting the objection, I don't have the money, and you're unable to get that person to commit, it's because there's certain areas where you have resistance around money. If you are having a difficult time getting other people to say yes because they need to ask support from their friend, their spouse, their business partner, and you sometimes have trouble asking support from a friend, spouse, business partner, instead of making decisions as a human being, as a vessel on your own with your own power, don't be surprised if that rejection comes up quite a bit for you. We all understand the law of attraction. If we're resisting something, we're going to feel that resistance from other people.
A lot of the times, the only reason why you're not
yeah. So inviting us all to take a breath on that. Any questions, feel free to fire away. And you can see it's just so wild that the most like businessy thing, sales, which we would think is just business, is really a totally spiritual game. And that's the knowing that I just love going deeper and deeper into, and this entire organization is devoted to that, is finding the real authentic spiritual truths and insights, and then seeing how we spiral that out into every aspect of our lives, and from the most mundane to the most profound, and especially in business and sales. And yeah, it's so fun. It's so cool. Yeah. So any questions, feel free to come off mute, but if not, going once, going twice. All right. And so next up is Abraham Casallas. As you may recall, or if you weren't on the call, he leads an amazing organization that I'm grateful to be the mindset coach of, and has coached amazing creators into incredibly successful online businesses from age 16 to 65 plus, and a lot of people in between with millions of followers, or that started at absolute zero with no following and have built really extraordinary businesses by clearly articulating their value, simply simplifying their amazing hearts and minds into clear, compelling offers, and reducing so much of the noise, and just getting a lot of what we think is important out of the way, and coming back to really the first principles, the required elements that we really need to build the life of our dreams. And it's so much simpler than we think it is. And his podcast has never been easier. It's really true. It really is true.
A lot of the times, the only reason why you're not selling the things that you want to sell is because they're not packaged, right? You're just saying, oh, well, like I know how to do this. And often the easiest way to package something is to give it a name, right? So for example, inside of Creator Business Academy, we have different products, right? One of them is Accelerator Rapid Positioning. Just the name itself packages the thing into something that people can purchase. So first step, figuring out what that value proposition is, packaging it, giving it a name. The next step is going to be marketing. And marketing is all about generating attention, right? It's all about generating interest in the things that you're selling. And this is where it's never been easier for you guys to be able to do this. If Ava at 16, if Liz at 65 were able to go on social media, create content, and attract their tribe, there's no reason why you can't do it on this call. Okay, so once you have your offer, you have the marketing in place, you have people knocking at your door asking, hey, I'm interested in the thing that you're selling. This is where Brian comes in on the piece that he just shared, which is sales, right? Sales is how we go about converting attention, interest into cash flow, right? And I think the reason why when people look into get into the online space, why there is so much fear is because there are a ton of marketers selling you, oh, you need a webinar, and you need a fancy newsletter, and you need a program, and you need this, and you need that. And you don't really need any of that. I've helped people scale from zero to $10,000 a month in less than 12 weeks just by learning these 4 skills, which is it's why I think it's so valuable to just boil it down to the details. But I would love to dive into probably one of the most important frameworks that I dive into with my clients that really helps them break through to the next level when it comes to building their audiences on social media.
This man builds amazing, beautiful digital machines, and he can show you how to do this. So really dive in, really give it your focus, and let's really go for it, man. I love it.
Beautiful. I want to give you guys the North Star to being able to get paid for the thing that you love doing, which is also the reason why you came into this world, right? This is the positioning pyramid. This is probably one of the top 3 ideas that I share with my clients one-on-one. When you're able to grasp this, you will be able to start climbing this pyramid. So at the bottom of the pyramid is where a lot of you guys are probably are. If you guys are not experiencing traction with your social media marketing efforts, you're showing up as a creator, right? You just create content about this, you create content about that. But again, we don't buy from creators. We buy from experts. What I want you guys to know about this pyramid is that the higher that you are on this pyramid, the easier it will be to sell your offers and the less resistance that people will have to paying you money for those offers. As you climb this pyramid, as you level up how you're seen by the people that you're speaking to, tension gets built up. People, you become more and more magnetic. People almost want to work with you. So at the bottom level, again, you are a creator. Monetizing at this stage is very, very, very hard. So the next stage is you want to start developing an expert brand where people recognize that you have insights, that you have value, that you can take them to a dream destination. So what gets you from expert to authority? It's mastering one thing. And I would say expert from authority and celebrity. It's mastering one thing, and that is content creation. You know, I think a lot of the times the reason why a lot of your content is not taken off is because, I'm going to be frank and honest, the content's not good. You haven't developed the skill of content creation. You haven't said, hey, this is the one skill that's going to take me from an expert to an authority to a celebrity in my niche, and I'm going to master this one skill. I think the biggest thing about where most people get hung up is they treat creativity from a place of productivity.
Real quick, anyone out there struggle with content creation before? Yeah, it's very difficult. Thankfully, we've got an amazing team. John Palmer is our resident content coach. He's a freaking rock star. He's worked with Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, a ton of amazing people. And it's about vulnerable, authentic content is really what his specialty is not just being flashy and going into saying being like a Kardashian style celebrity, but really earning your way up that ladder where you're really respected and loved at the top for being a true expert, becoming an authority, and then earning your way through adding massive, massive value to people's lives. And then this is a really amazing insight here on the artistry and the creativity. This is beautiful. I love this part.
And art and business are two different things. And the more that you realize and internalize this insight, and the more that you realize that every piece of content should come from an inspired state, the more those pieces of content are going to resonate with people. The watch time, let's get into the technicals, the watch time will increase, the algorithm will pick it up, and it will get delivered to their audience. And this is why the work that you, Jackson, do is so important in this whole summit, because part of what we're doing here is we're getting people connected to that purpose. We're getting them to feel into it. And if you can turn on your camera and capture that essence, that is what people are looking for. That is what will make you magnetic.
So I'm going to start with just a
Yeah. So again, spiritual principles and finding out that unique beauty in yourself and celebrating it, feeling it, knowing that energy is inside there and bringing it out of you.
That is what people are looking for. That is what will make you magnetic.
Yes. So let's take a breath on that, integrate that. And again, any questions around this, throw it in there. All good. And then we're going to go into the amazing Paul Hutchinson here. And man, it was really hard to condense this down because this was just, the great stories and just a master class on spirituality and business that he brought to us here. So, this is just, I just can't believe this is my life. Honestly, it just blows my mind every time. This is just so cool. And I want to create this for all of you. I don't know who your heroes are, but we're here to help you create a life where you're surrounded by them. And yes, love your life and be surrounded by the people that you see as most amazing. And that's what we're here for.
I'm going to start with just a quick story for you guys who have heard me speak before. You may have heard this one. One of the undercover operations that I had a privilege to be a part of over the last 10 years. I had a new groups. There were some Navy SEALs, some Green Berets, some Special Services guys, former Special Forces guys. And it was about 2 a.m. We hadn't found any leads, nothing at all, no connections with traffickers. And I said, guys, can I take lead? Are you good with that? And they said, yeah. They say, you're really good at this. I want to see what you do. I said, okay, first things first, I need you to understand that I believe in God. I said, this is not a religious conversation, but this is how I have built my companies. This is how I have built the foundation. And this is how we find the children. We're in the darkest recesses of hell. And the only way that we're going to find them is by listening to that still small voice of truth that every single one of us were born with. And it's also important to understand, and this goes from building my company and building the foundation, finding the kids, all of it the same. I told him this. I said, it's important to understand that fear and faith cannot exist in the same person at the same time. The reason behind it is in some ways they're they're kind of the same power. People who believe bad things that will happen to them actually attract that or create that in their life. People that believe good things will happen actually attract and create that in their life as well. And because of the fact that they can't exist in the same place, I told these Navy SEALs, I said, guys, I might do something you might think are a little bit stupid tonight, but understand this, I'm not following logic and protocol. I'm learning to listen. And that's what everybody needs to decide right now.
Let's pause there. Learning to listen, my friends. Like, that's it. And you're hearing it from a multi-billionaire world changer right here. The journey is in learning to listen. And that is so important. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but just to amplify that knowing even more and get you out of fear and get you into the knowing of what can happen. Because he literally, like, just in case it's not clear, like, that's how he navigates through slums and ghettos and finds the door on the street with the cage or the horrific thing happening, where he goes and finds these kids. Like, that, I mean, I don't know what to say to that, aside from it's a freaking miracle. And that all of us need to be hardwired into the certainty of our souls and feel that truth and feel that knowing and be absolutely rock solid that there is a divine reality around us and that we can rely on it. We can trust it. And it's here to support and protect us. And if you can navigate through the ninth circle of hell, like Paul, you can sure figure out how to build a freaking business and go help people as a healer or as whatever you want to be, or as a book writer, or as whatever it is, it's here for all of us. And we just need to reach out and allow it in and listen.
Time and money were no issue at all. And you knew you couldn't fail 100.
One more time.
And that's what everybody needs to decide right now. If time and money were no issue at all, and you knew you couldn't fail 100% chance that you could succeed at whatever it was, what would you dream? No bars in nothing standing in your way. You knew you could achieve it. What would you dream? Faith is not a religious term. Faith is a principle of power. It's the most powerful law.
Yeah, please take that to heart. Like, really, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
In the universe. And it's simply this. It's that unwavering conviction that what I want to have happen will happen. Faith is not a religious term. Faith is a principle of power. It's the most powerful law in the universe. And it's simply this. It's that unwavering conviction that what I want to have happen will happen. Let's all of us come together and say, okay, how can we heal? And there's a lot of different ways to do so. In fact, Jackson and I are partnering on a couple things where I'm a huge advocate on fully immersive, transformational healing experiences. Things used in different types of modalities, breath work, meditation, in some cases, plant medicine, etc. These are super powerful. And we have found in 3 to 5 days that almost everybody says it was the #1 most transformational experience of their life. So every one of us can improve. Every one of us can shed that trauma of our past. All you have to do is decide what it is that you want. All you have to do is just decide what it is, write it down. The action of writing it down creates so much value. And if you can get pictures like what my ex-wife did with seeing herself as that San Francisco 49ers cheerleader, if you can do that, even better. But visualize exactly what you want. Now, it's important that as you decide what that future you looks like, that you do it from a heart standpoint. I would spend some time in prayer, a lot of time in prayer, some time in meditation, whatever you need to do to quiet your mind and identify what that ideal success looks like to you. Because you don't want to be spending your life climbing a ladder only to realize that that ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, if all that you're pursuing only has dollar signs in front of it, then your ladder is going to be leaning against the wrong wall. And as you build your companies, if you can put your heart, your mind, your soul, your body truly in the shoes of your customers and create massive value in their lives, then you could make millions, you can make billions of dollars, because you're creating billions of dollars worth of value in the lives of others. And that's probably the best way for you to be successful, truly successful, is understand that we're all connected. Understand that you doing good for those people that are your customers, for the people that you're helping at the old folks home, whatever it is, that will come back in your own life and create levels of happiness that you'd never get with just financial gain. Jackson's putting together a system that has the ability to go global and touch the lives of hundreds of millions of people, and bringing on speakers who have the right heart, who have the right intention, who have built their companies and their lives from a place of integrity, from a place of infinite love. And in doing so, I believe that he will be a pivotal piece of this global transformation that will not only eradicate child trafficking, but will help resolve wars globally, will help resolve the generational trauma that we see in each of our homes, all of these things, by having inspirational speakers that can come in, share from their hearts, and help you change the way that you see yourselves, you see your company, you see your future, and join us at even more than just these events are free, but I'm telling you, our mastermind programs, the retreats that we're putting together, some amazing people. And that's why I'm part of what he's creating, because I feel it's very much in line with liberating humanity.
I think the key is this.
One of the most difficult things I've ever done is receiving that compliment. Seriously. That's what we're here for, though, guys. Like, that's what we're here for. And that's all I can tell you. If you want to go on this journey, I've been blessed to receive a certain knowledge and a certain skill set and a certain experience that has allowed this to come to fruition. And getting you access to people like Paul and the other people in this world that are receiving their magic and are sharing it with the world. And that's what we're here for. So the door's open. If you want to talk about it, the link's in the chat. Schedule a call with our team. And there you go. Thank you, Jess. And we'll talk about it. There's no pressure. But if you want to create something really special, we're here to make it happen. And that's it. You can do it. I promise you.
Stop being.
And this is just the amazing point here from Dr. Mercola. It really just sums everything up. And yeah, I'm still honestly recovering from that, what Paul just said. But it's true. And being worthy of this vision is a major growth edge for me. And I don't know where all of you are at in that process of being worthy of your visions, but getting over the fear of not being enough and just diving in is the magic. And so please get over it and dive in, because it's so worth it. It's so incredibly worth it.
I think the key is to stop being in fear and love. Should be your automatic response, and forgive yourself for when you don't, because the most important person to forgive is you. That's the most important person. And interestingly, when you forgive others, you're actually forgiving yourself. That's the paradox.
Ooh, that did it right there. When you forgive others, you're actually forgiving yourself. Whew. That's the summary, my friends. There's so much more that we could share, but I tried to get this through. Yeah, it worked out just exactly an hour. So I'm here. I'm at your service. Any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you are busy after this, then click on that link and schedule a call with our team. We have some truly amazing people, and we are absolutely here to be part of this amazing transformational shift in humanity's future. And we know how to do it to a significant extent. So again, any questions you have, come on off mute, throw them in the chat. I'm happy to address them now. I've got my complete attention for the next half an hour. But if you're busy now, then just schedule a call with the team, and we'll be at your service. And if not, all good. You can drop for now, and we'll catch up later. But if you have questions, hop on in. The water's warm. Okay, guys, hearing none. I don't hear any voices out there right now, but jump on in, be brave. Like, there is something alive inside that needs to come to life. I promise you. So, Jody, you're so welcome. And yeah, Timothy, my pleasure. Jose, absolutely. Carolina Moore, love it.
Hey, I want to jump in here.
Great.
Can you hear me?
I can.
This is Christy. I'll see if I can get my camera on. I couldn't figure out how to turn my microphone on.
No worries.
So I just recently, I'm a healer. Everybody in here, I think, is a healer to whatever level.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this work for probably about 20 years in different capacities. And suddenly the whole thing shifted for me with, and I wrote in the chat box about this banking venture that I got into.
Yeah.
And I guess my question is more along the lines of, is what you guys are doing, and it kind of sounds like it is, something that can help me further my outreach and my ability, I guess, to promote what's happening with this new banking structure. Because I've never done any of this stuff before outside of my own business. Clearly, I'm a chef. I work in a club up in Park City, Utah.
Oh, and, that's great. Park City's gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful up here. It is so amazing up here. And but I've never, I mean, even in my own healing business, it's always been word of mouth. I think I had a website for a while, and then I got tired of trying to keep it going, so I let that go. But yeah, I guess that would be my question, is what you guys are doing, is it something that would help me learn how to promote myself, or learn how to promote? Am I making any sense? I don't even know.
Oh,
let me
preface. You're making perfect sense.
Okay, let me preface all of this by, I missed the whole summit.
Okay.
We had an issue on our farm, so I missed everything except for what you guys have talked about today, and I've tried to plug in even while I'm working, so I probably missed the whole gist of what you're doing, but
totally okay.
Okay.
I'll follow up with a PDF that shows you like all the details, like really clear and simple and easy.
Cool.
But the most important thing to know is, I can just show you here real quick. Is number one, 100% yes, we are here to help with outreach and here to help with simplifying the process of promoting yourself. And we have an amazing tech team that we will build out your site completely. We'll build out your email autoresponders. We'll build out awesome PDFs like this, so that people know exactly what you're doing and how you're bringing your gifts to the world. And it's really simple. It's a 90-day program. It's beautiful. And we're here to bring your truth and your brand to the world, and really step into the reality that you deserve, that you're really meant to live. And I'll send this over to you so you can see it in detail. But just so you see, like on the phases, phase one is the identity work, and in making sure that you really feel and can own who you're really meant to be, because the identity shift that controls everything. We're either empowered by or limited by the extent to which we're embodying our truth as the leader that you want to be. So if you say, hey, I'm Kat, or I'm Christy, and I am XYZ, if that identity isn't in alignment with, hey, I'm a pioneer in the financial system and I'm an epic healer with amazing gifts, if that's not your internal dialogue, then you're going to self-sabotage, or you're not going to do what you need to do. So we do, and we've all been there, me too. So we do, trust me, we do awesome weekly group coaching. There's monthly one-to-one calls with me. And you get 90 days of success meditations to help you really, really own that, and remind yourself every day and reprogram yourself, your subconscious every single day, to own that identity. And then your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions will follow. And that's
awesome.
The name of the game. And then with Dasha, who was on the call, unfortunately, the summit, unfortunately you missed it. Mary, I'm happy to answer you here just a second. Thanks for raising your hand. is she is a amazing leader on human design and gene keys. I don't know if you've ever gotten to those really interesting aspects of psychology and understanding as well.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And vision boarding. She rocked my world. And we met only a month or so ago. I was like, and she totally blew me away. And I was like, we got to get you in. And like, she's a wild woman. She's from Kazakhstan and Israel. And just like, at first I didn't really know what to do with her because she was like so much all over the place. But you'll quickly see like how brilliant she really is. And so she goes super deep on human design and gene keys and vision boarding, and she's just a miracle worker in that.
Awesome.
As I mentioned, we're going to build out your brand, and so you know if you like the way AUREA shows up, then you're going to get something very similar. And we do a branding guide, logos, fonts, colors, landing page. So no more web design and wondering how to build things that takes up all your time and energy. An email nurture sequence, a social media guide. You get short form video hooks and actually how to put that content out there and how to inspire yourself to talk about things that really matter in a clear, concise, coherent way. Blogging toolkit, content calendar, and most importantly, a team to actually build this stuff. And that's the most important part. And then phase 3 is to really look to go long term. And that's where you get the actual content coaching from John Palmer, who's amazing. And he will actually sit with you on the call and help you record the content right there and hold your hand right with it. And yeah, he's amazing. And he's worked with, I don't know if you know Grant Cardone, who's a billionaire, Ty Lopez. Yeah. So whether or not you like the way that they express themselves, they do it at a very high level. And
they do it very well.
Yeah. So them and a lot of others are really amazing. And John's worked with all those guys, and they're incredible. We do have a total satisfaction guarantee. So if you get to the 90-day and you're not satisfied with your brand or with the way you're showing up, we will continue working with you until you do. But once you commit, I will not let you fail. I will not let you fail. I won't let you fail. So it's not going to happen. Ideally, we'll dance our way up the mountain together and it'll just be awesome and easy and fun. But there's going to be some tough moments. The resistance will show up. And there's a grittiness to me that is, without being ego-y about it, it's a superpower. I know how to hang on, and I know how to, I don't let go. I just don't. It doesn't happen.
Awesome. I like hearing that.
Cool. And I'll be there with you every step of the way, and we're giving you compassionate accountability. I'm never here to shame or criticize anybody, but I'm definitely not here to let you play small. And so if you're here on this call still and you want somebody that can be your advocate and help walk you up the mountain, it's me. I'm a really good cheerleader, and I know how to see the greatness in people, and I know how to see how important we really are and how to help you bring that to the world. And that's my mission. It's my mission in life.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. And then as far as seeing the replays of the weekend, I know I had purchased something. I don't even know what I purchased. I was so excited to watch this whole thing just from reading your emails, and then I missed all of it.
Cool.
Is there a way to see the replays?
100%. So I sent out an email. I don't know if it made it to you or not, or maybe went to spam, but I was having an issue with one of the days exporting the file for some reason. But you'll have those links on Vimeo, hopefully today. Most of it is uploaded, but there was one that kept glitching for some reason. So I thought that'd be done this morning, but you'll have it this week for sure. I promise you.
I'll check spam because I did not do that. So
okay.
All right.
No problem.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm excited.
Amazing. Well, there's a couple, a few more major things, because those first 3 phases are, if you just did that, you would get your money's worth. You'd have a phenomenal new success system and a great identity and a brand, and it would be awesome. And I know that just that would be worth it. But there's another $50,000 of value that we've kind of stacked on here for you. And when you do invest in the program, you get 2 free VIP tickets to our next live event. I don't know if you saw any of the images from what we do in person. This is from the event. All the images that you saw are from our previous events. They are a freaking blast. They're so fun. They're so connected. They're so interactive. We've had awesome relationships get started. We've had orphanages in Peru get started with people that met at our events. We've had awesome businesses get started. It's been amazing. And I take credit for being, for showing up and doing the work, but it's a divine conspiracy. And all of our divine conspiracies are waiting for us to just say, I accept, I'm in. And when you say I'm in,
I love that divine conspiracy. I've never heard that before.
It's real.
Awesome.
It is freaking real. So you'll get in free to the VIP for next AUREA. You get everything that Abraham Casallas puts out, which is just a massive amount of information. You cannot do all this in 90 days. This is meant to be a roadmap for the future. I mean, if you really go for it, you probably could. But if you're living a life and have a family, it's going to be hard. But this is all to prepare you for the future. And so once you've done the first 3 months with us, then you're looking at, okay, now what? Well, do you want to build an amazing course? Do you want to have an incredible coaching program? Do you want to build a really huge marketing machine around all of it and just bolt on more and more and more insight into the infrastructure that will build for you? That's Abraham. And he's got 3 epic courses that you get access to all of them. And since he's a good friend of mine, I'm able to get this for, you know, a major discount. And instead of the $10 or more $1,000 that you'd pay him, Brian Mayoral, you're going to get amazing sales masterclasses with him so that you don't sound salesy and that you are able to enroll people into an epic vision and have an incredibly successful financial life. C. Savan, who was on our program, he's built 7 different 6-figure plus businesses, all online, and you'll get his coursework for getting traffic onto your site, which if no one knows about you, then no one knows about you, and he knows how to help you get that. Sayer G, you get an amazing insight from him and his masterclass. It's over $1,000 value. And then to get this all easy and organized, my man Ernesto Mandowski has an incredible program for building your $1 million machine, which is called Starting with Systems. And it is an awesome way of getting all of this kind of chaotic, complicated stuff in a simple, linear, here's what I'm doing today, here's what I did last week, here's how to track my progress over time and measure how far I've come. And there's an amazing book called The Gap and the Gain I recommend to everybody. And it's a great interpersonal psychology project management book for creators, because we either feel like we're in the gap of our success where I'm insufficient, there's a gap within me, or my success is so far in the future that I'm anxious about it or I'm sad about it, rather than the gain of how far I've come and celebrating the progress we're creating. And so Ernesto's program is a huge assistant for that. And you get a lifetime access to his community, office hours, private group workshops. It's a powerhouse. So if you pull all of this stuff together and you bundle it all up, it would be over almost $80,000 of total value. We make it all happen for less than 15. If that's paid in full by December 1st is when our enrollment ends. So if you feel this dream, if you know you have something to bring into the world, we have an incredibly valuable, incredibly reliable, and rapid system to bring this to reality. And you get me to light the fires with you every single day, personally, on a weekly basis, and one-to-one on a monthly basis. And again, I will not let you fail. We do have awesome payment systems for 3 months or 6 months, and a really great financing company called True Heroes, which can finance it as well. So as you've heard everyone say, when you believe, when you dive in, miracles are possible. So I don't know what your financial situations are, but we'd love to talk to you about them. And if you want to go deep on that, please just book a message or a call with our strategy team. Or if you want to talk to me one-to-one, more than happy to set up a call and really go deep and see what we can do for you. Any questions about that?
No, that sounds wonderful.
Amazing.
I think I already have a call booked with somebody.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I've booked a call. That's awesome. Thank you so much for going through all of that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. And this is what I'm here for. And I think I can attach a file here. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and drop this PDF in this chat, and then I'll also be sending over all these details via email to everybody, so it's nice and easy. But if you want to grab this out of the Zoom chat, it's a 47 megabyte PDF. So I'll send over a Google Drive link later, and maybe this will go through Zoom. We'll see. But yeah, can't wait to talk to you, Christy. And we're at your service.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. My pleasure.
All right.
Miriam, the bee queen. How you doing over there?
Hi there. Thank you so much for inviting me to this lovely call. I go by the bee lady.
The bee lady, pardon me.
So I have yes, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just wanted to give you a shout out. This woman's put out some really amazing films and documentaries. I'm going to get it wrong again, not vanishing point, but vanishing. What is it again? Sorry, on the bees.
I directed Vanishing of the Bees
The Vanishing of the Bees
documentary, and I just put out a documentary on George Floyd called The Real Timeline. And I have a book coming out as well. And I'm a functional medicine coach and consultant, and also a journalist and an entrepreneur. So my question, talking about, the weakness usually is content creation, but that's where I excel at, and I can do it all day long. And my site, Honey Colony, was getting 500,000 unique visitors.
Wow.
However, because I've been vocal speaking against the jib jab and something called, I think it's called an immune system, they have impaired my reach. So, freedom of reach, you'll have freedom of reach, but you won't have freedom. You'll have freedom of speech, but you won't have freedom of reach. So how do you solve, the traffic is the situation with my company. How do you solve that when there's active interference? It's easy to blame myself, gaslight myself. I'm not being positive. I'm not in the right frame of mind.
No. Totally appreciate why you'd feel that way, but there is a great solution. I don't want to cut you off, but there is a great alternative that I can provide to you.
Yes, I would like to hear that. And the company's mission, Honey Colony, is all about cross-pollinating, and I aim to empower people to be their own best health advocate. And usually I am speaking on a stage on how I reverse lupus, how I learned how to walk again, or
Amazing.
Talking about the bees and trying to add value and inspiration. But this has definitely impaired my livelihood. And it's true that they are actively going after people. And just to add, in conclusion, that if anyone uses chlorine dioxide, my friends are in jail for peddling fake COVID cures. So they tailor their torture to different people if you're being messed with. So I'd love to hear how you address targeting. Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate you bringing that up. And I can totally see why you would feel that way. And, and speaking with guys like Sayer G, who, as you probably know, were totally kicked off the internet from every platform repeatedly, that I definitely empathize with the challenge. And there is a great solution to it, though, that we implemented very successfully leading up to this virtual summit. And we will continue to do so and have a great team around, which is direct outreach. And they haven't locked down the ability for us to send DMs over Instagram, which is a phenomenal way of generating business. And there's a really specific structure to follow, so it doesn't come off spammy or like a bot, but generates relationships. And for those of you that were on the call with Cease, that is the critical process to go through. So whether you work with us or not, don't be a transactional marketer, be a relationship builder, and see how you can create an imbalance of value. So, for example, the virtual summit. I'm here to share as much value as I possibly can. And all it cost you was, your name and email address. So how do you create those similar systems and invite people into a reality where you're providing them with massive value and then inviting them into a deeper relationship with you? And so a way that would work is I'm not sure which business you'd be wanting to market initially, but how can you give value to your people via an IG DM campaign? And no matter what they do to your reach, or shadow banning, that's it's really hard to ban all your DMs entirely unless you're just banned off the platform. But even then, you can make a new profile. It's really hard just to completely burn someone off the internet right now. Does that resonate with you? What are your thoughts on that? If you're answering, you're muted, my friend.
I'm sorry.
No
Sorry.
problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Yes, it does. That does resonate. I offer a free consult. All of our products are excellent, and there's no fillers in them, and so. But I don't have the manpower anymore to be able to do that. I call customers myself and I speak to them, but it's a matter of just bandwidth. To be able to go and speak to people via IG. I mean, I had a video go viral and they even banned the ability to tag me. They banned my ability to go and do a live.
Yeah.
So
I've had that too also. Just I've got that badge of honor of getting kicked off IG Live for a few months, but then I got it back eventually. But yeah, I was very outspoken on COVID too. I mean, I don't know if we touched on this when you and I met on Sunday, but I used to Yeah, I mean, I used to work for America's Frontline Doctors. I mean, at least they were, my largest client for a long period of time. And that was Dr. Simone Gold, and I don't know if you know them, but they were, hugely.
Of course I know them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I figured you would. Yeah, for
I was covering COVID 24/7 before it even happened, and I write for Dr. Tenpenny. So yes.
Cool, amazing. But yeah, I mean, if you saw their stuff during 2021, a lot of it was me. I was one of their major content writers and did a lot of their marketing and creative consulting. Yeah, I mean, I worked side by side with Dr. Gold. She, we had a close relationship for a while. Unfortunately, obviously, she went to jail, and a lot of crazy things happened with her. But yeah, I'm deep in that world, and yeah.
Yeah, there's still, I would argue the not so obvious establishment, but that's another conversation regarding Tavistock. But certain people are still, you have to be allowed to speak. And of course, I know Sayer G, and I put him in touch with the Google whistleblower, and was involved in the Google lawsuit and really on the front lines. But again, other than going single-handedly to people, and luckily I have a list of people who know I'm authentic and real, it's still, I'm running an online business. It's not brick and mortar. So how do you overcome the big tech censorship?
Yeah, I mean, the DM campaigns are really a great way to do it. And and we do have an awesome team here that can assist with that. We have VAs and other people that I would be very happy to customize part of the program to make sure that really fulfills your needs. And there's there's parts of the structure that would need to be included, but we can always be flexible to what's really going to work for you. And inviting people into like a natural health webinar or doing a virtual summit on natural skincare. And there's a lot of really creative ways of increasing your reach and your email lists and being of service to your community. And it's in taking a slow play is really the way to go fast is just being of service first. And we're very good at helping create that kind of approach.
Yeah, I'd love to learn more. I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah, please book a call. And then what usually happens is, one of the team will talk to you, and then, you and I can hop on a 3-way, or obviously we have a relationship already. So if you want to talk to me, that's totally fine. But yeah, we're at your service. Love what you do. And I saw your other documentaries on IMDb, and just super respect who you are and your creativity, the beautiful voice and perspective that you share that goes deep into the shadows. And I'm here to be of service to the light working shadow dancers, and I see that in you, and I respect it tremendously, and I would love to be your ally in your efforts.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'll definitely be in touch. Thank you for inviting me to this call, and blessings to everyone else on this call as well. Thank you.
Blessings indeed. You got this. We got this. Much love. I see Iron G. I don't know if you were wanting to speak, or anyone else that wants to tune in here. I've got 6 minutes. I've got a call with Brian Mayoral at 3, so I got to jump for that here in a moment. But any free advice I can give, any thoughts, concerns, questions, fire away. I'm at your service for another 5 minutes. Speak now or forever hold your peace, my friends. Lisa Love, yeah, Rumble's a great way, totally. And also Unite.live, Sayer's platform. They're building out a really amazing audience there. Cerrone, you're welcome. My pleasure for the recap. Eric Ballas, thank you, man. Lucia, my pleasure. Timothy, my pleasure. Jose, yes. Totally. And yeah, this is my life. This is why I'm on the planet. And I absolutely love it. So there's one thing I can do here for anyone else that's still on. I don't really know who else is still on here, but
I can share a quick testimonial from one of our people. This woman runs a really amazing organization called Skirt Club. If you know them, they really are extraordinary, really push the boundaries, but are really amazing, a really amazing international organization.
Hi, my name is Genevieve Rajan. I'm the founder and CEO of Skirt Club, a female-only community for curious bisexual women. We are 10 years old and grown from London to global, hosting events worldwide. I recently joined Mastermind back in July, and for 4 months I've been working with Jackson Strong. He's provided fantastic mentorship for me. As the only man working with the Skirt Club team, and me especially, he's been a pillar of strength, particularly helping me reconnect with my purpose and why I'm building this community, which has only ever been purpose-driven, but also helping me understand how it's okay to ask for more and to make that financially viable, and therefore protect the growth and future sustainability of my company. He's also been very influential on helping me reconnect with the brand and have that come from a more inclusive perspective. We are quite feminist in our ways, and he's helped soften that somewhat, which has really helped us open up to a wider audience. It's been great working with you, Jackson, and I can't wait to complete the rest of the Mastermind course with you.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse, very unconventional, here to break every boundary that she can. And yes, Condora, see, that is a community for bisexual and lesbian women to connect. And she's really an extraordinary leader and definitely leads from the heart and speaks her truth. And that's what I'm here to bring to life. I'm not here to tell you what reality should be, aside from the fact that I want you to connect to your purpose and bring it to life in the most powerful ways possible. So that's my mission. This is my heart and soul. This is my world. If you want to get into it, I would love to welcome you and create an extraordinary life together and an amazing shift on the planet. So massive love, respect, and gratitude to you all. Hope to see you again soon. Click that link, schedule your strategy call, and we'd love to be of service to you. And even if you don't go forward with us, you will get massive value on that session, and hope that you do. We'd love to help you. So, Lisa, epic. Can't wait. And yeah, Condora, totally. Love your emojis. All right, everyone. You're epic. You're divine. You're powerful. You can do absolutely anything that you want to do. If you do tune into that higher realm and you bring your business to life and you trust, you take massive action, absolutely anything is possible. Enormous love and respect. Can't wait to see you soon. And I will talk to you in the near future. Much love. Peace. Yeah, I'll send out the PDF via email in a Google Drive link. It's 48 megabytes, so it's going to be tough to download via Zoom. But I'll send over this recording and the PDF and the links via email here shortly. So yeah, thank you all so much. You are needed. You are important. You are powerful. You are worthy. And it is my great joy to be at your service. See you soon. Peace. My pleasure, Ola. Take care.